Roger Waters from Pink Floyd thought it seemed like a good idea to shit all over Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath a mere month after he died. My buddy Patrick is here to discuss the fuck is wrong with this guy right after this.
The hair metal guru from Warren to Crew. The hair metal guru. Never forget Charlie too.
Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. And yes, Patrick is here because holy shit, talk about an unforced error. Like, what the fuck are you? And well, first of all, Patrick, welcome to the show.
Yeah, anytime we can talk about this douchebag over here, Roger Waters, I'm in.
Um, I want, before we get into it, I do think, and I was telling you that before I hit record, like, we can't go out and pretend like Ozzy was some fucking saint.
Oh, not at all.
The guy did a bunch of shitty things
Oh,
to his
yeah.
bandmates. He
His
fucking
family.
he beat the shit out of his wife. So I like, this is not me going, oh, you can never talk bad about Ozzy. I'm
Agreed.
not saying that at all. But to a month after he died, number one, you don't do that right a month after he died. And then to shit, and here's what he said. He was talking with the Independent Inc. Ozzy Waters said Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless him in whatever state that he was in his whole life. We'll never know. Although he was all over the TV for hundreds of years with his idiocy and nonsense. The music, I have no idea. I couldn't give a fuck. I don't care about Black Sabbath. I never did. So to shit on something that most people acknowledge was the beginning of a thing, heavy metal, that they all love and hold so dearly. And there is no doubt that many, many fans of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne are also probably, would have been fans of Pink Floyd. I don't
Sure.
know, but they probably share many fans. To go out and shit on on the idol of a bunch of your fan base is just fucking stupid. You didn't need to do it.
I think for like the better part of the last 10 to 15 years, Roger Waters, everything that fucking comes out of his mouth, he's having to put his foot in his mouth for.
Yeah.
The guy is extremely opinionated, has no filter in this area. And you know what? Free speech, right? We're all allowed to say whatever the fuck we want. But there's a time and a place for it. And, I agree with you 100%. Ozzy did a lot of stupid things. He hurt his family. He physically hurt his wife. He was not always the best guy. And, his business decisions that he let his wife make, ruined careers for a lot of his bandmates.
Yeah.
But the man just died. The family is visibly grieving. And this piece of shit has to come out and say what he said. And I just think, it's another part in the line of the long list of things that Roger Waters does that confirms that he's a pretty big douchebag.
And he's every year or every couple years he'll turn up in the news for some shit. Wasn't he wearing some like Nazi
I think
shit?
he did something like that. Sounds familiar.
Anyway, but you'll hear about him every couple of years, and you'll be like, "Why? Like, what are you doing?" And so I don't claim to be an expert on Roger Waters or Pink Floyd, and we were kind of talking about like, what are your feelings on Pink Floyd? Were you a fan or no?
The first time I ever heard Pink Floyd was when I was in the third or fourth grade and Learning to Fly came out and it had the video where, the guy jumps off and he becomes a bird and all this shit. And I thought, well, this is a fucking neat song. And it's like almost like sacrilege in this world to say that you're not a big fan of Pink Floyd. But, on a video I did with Brian in the basement, I famously came out and said, "I don't like Kiss, I don't like Aerosmith, I don't like a lot of shit," and it almost ended. I ended my life. And but all joking aside, I certainly respect Pink Floyd. I think they did a lot of amazing things. They've got crazy talent levels in their instrumentation. There's no doubt they deserve to be where they are. But when you start acting like this renob, you wind up, ruining everything. And I thought it was fantastic what Jack Osborne came back with and called him see you next Tuesday. And it was well deserved.
Here's Jack Osborne's response. Hey Roger Waters, fuck you. How pathetic and out of touch you've become. The only way you seem to get attention these days is by vomiting out bullshit in the press. My father always thought you were a cunt. Thanks for proving him right. So,
I
yeah,
thought he was spot on.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, you're not going to let anybody shit on your dad. And there's about 6 or 7 Pink Floyd songs that I fucking love. Like I love "Wish You Were Here." I love "Comfortably Numb." There's a few more, but I could probably live on between 5 and 10 Pink Floyd songs, and that would be good enough for me. I think this. I think that probably more people than we would expect. They've gotten so famous over the years and so rich, and they surround themselves with people with yes men and people
Hmm.
who just kiss your ass. I legitimately think they get to a point in life where they're like, you know what, I'm untouchable. I'll say whatever I want. I'm not going to feel any repercussions. Everyone loves me because they've been led to believe that. And I think, if Roger Waters has some PR firm behind him, they're going, fuck, shut the fuck up.
God, not
What are you
again.
doing?
Right.
Are you doing? But I think a lot of celebrities, I think a lot of famous athletes become divorced from reality.
Oh yeah.
So they say shit like this and don't think it's going to be a big deal, and it's going to blow up in their face like this has.
There's a reason that band has never been able to reassemble and get past each other, and it's probably a lot of boneheaded crap like this.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, if he says this on the press, in the press
Imagine what he says behind closed doors.
behind closed doors, or back in the day on a fucking tour bus,
Hmm.
like to, even if you get along, like I think fucking you and I shit when we do these videos, we spend more time sitting and BSing than we do recording
Hmm.
videos. I could sit and talk to you all the time, but I bet if we were on a tour bus for like 3 months, you we'd probably get sick of each other.
Get me
So
away from this fucker. Yeah.
now, right. And now you throw on like substance abuse, and then
Oh
like
yeah.
a guy like Roger Waters starting to think that he's fucking, I can say whatever I want and nobody's gonna say anything back to me.
Right.
It's hard to be with people like that. So
Oh, for sure, for sure. Kudos to Jack Osborne for saying what he did. I don't blame him. Like you said, he's defending his father. Who wouldn't? But and you're absolutely right. And I just want to reiterate what you said at the top. I'm not sitting here saying Ozzy was above criticism because he wasn't. I
right.
wasn't the biggest fan of the last 4 or 5 Ozzy records. I love Ozzy's work, and there's some Black Sabbath stuff that I think is gold. But there's a time and a place to be critical of music,
Right.
and then there's a time and a place to be critical of people. And what Roger Waters said was just, the utmost douchebaggery that you could be.
And again, unforced error. That
Yeah,
there was nothing going on that would even he just said it out of the blue.
yeah.
How many things do you think that you go, you know what? I would never want to come out and say that in public. Well, it's like he didn't have that fucking filter because the guy just died a month ago, and then you shit on like the creator of heavy metal. You just didn't need to do that. So people gotta think. All right, man, Patrick, thanks for coming on and talking about one of the weirder stories to be in the news lately.
Absolutely, my brother. That's why this is the best channel on YouTube. You can get your news here.
Love it when he says that. All right, hey, what do you think? I mean, is fucking what Roger Waters a douchebag? And I'll throw this out there. This maybe I should have brought this up earlier. Razor Fist, who has been on the channel, and I fucking love Razor Fist. He did like he got into kind of a little squabble with somebody talking about, and he was like, if you're gonna point at like and this, if you're gonna point at like Ozzy Osbourne being like some good guy who's above being critiqued, and that's why I wanted, we got to acknowledge, and we did acknowledge that there's a lot of fucking negative, but I just Razor Fist was getting into it with some dude, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, but again, you don't shit on the freshly buried.
No.
That would be a good album or a good name for an album.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
shit on the freshly buried. So
Exactly.
dumb move. Let us know what you think in the comments about the Ozzy Osbourne, Roger Waters, Jack Osbourne fiasco. And hey, like, subscribe, what the hell, ring the bell. And hey, whatever you can do to support the channel. Really, we just appreciate you being here. Until the next video comes out, my name is Anthony, and that's Patrick. They call me the guru, and they call him Colonel Patrick. Take care of yourselves.